Hi everyone, Lone Wolf here. Welcome back to the show. I thought in today's video I would address the impact of social media, namely Instagram, on male-female relations and the dating game. Instagram to me typifies the superficiality of our modern society and sums up a lot of what's gone wrong in the prevailing culture. Since its emergence around a decade ago, the app is seemingly ubiquitous around the world, permeating many strands of society. It's estimated to have 1.1 billion users as of 2021, according to eMarketer, which is a remarkable amount of people, 71% of which are under 35 years old, based on Statista findings from 2019. Instagram users allegedly spend an average of 53 minutes per day on the app, which frankly amazes me as I can't stand to be on it for 5 minutes at a time. Instagram was originally founded by Kevin Systrom because of his love of photography, and I'd really love to get his view on what the app has been co-opted into. It can't just be me that's noticed this, but why do men on Instagram seem to take pictures of the world around them, of objects, scenery, monuments, wildlife, etc., but women with any level of attractiveness only take pictures of themselves? Men view the world outwardly, it seems, but a lot of women view it from their own central locus of control. Now, I do have to be honest with you. I have Instagram, but as stated, I generally use it for documenting my travels, taking pictures almost as a life journal. But my photography skills suck, and I find it generally a pain. So I only tend to post once in a blue moon. On my home screen, all I see is pictures of scantily clad women from every corner of the globe. Most with huge rack, some with evidently augmented ass, and a bunch of sycophantic dudes bombarding them with likes, flame emojis, and cringy comments. I can't deny that it's nice to look at all these models and so-called influencers, but being constantly bombarded with women that are currently inaccessible to most men is not healthy. Instagram allegedly has a no nudity policy, but you only have to have a cursory glimpse at the browse page to see that this is a very flexible commitment. What is the point of all this worship? Has any Instagram model in history ever received a comment on their carefully manicured, photoshopped images and then made a point of contacting the bro to hook up? I highly doubt it, even if you do have a blue tick. Have some self-respect. It's all an illusion. Most of these posers are on psychological medication of some description and are generally unhappy with their lives. The amount of manicuring and selection that goes into posting these images is obscene and laughable, to be honest. I wonder what it's like, getting endless validation just for existing, just for winning the genetic lottery. You look at most dudes on Instagram that do have blue ticks. Most, if not all, have had to earn it. They're either athletes, musicians, people in the entertainment industry, bodybuilders, or people that have built businesses from the ground up and travel a lot. A number of guys in this space have spoken to the potential of Instagram as a dating app, like the dudes from Fresh and Fit. But in truth, if a woman is desirable, she isn't going to even entertain you slipping into her DMs unless you have a blue tick of authenticity. And how many regular guys can achieve that? You've got to be successful with influence and or reach to even be in with an outside chance. Instagram has also massively inflated the value of male attention. Not that long ago, your average to good-looking woman got intermittent attention from the men in her environment, the workplace, social occasions, nights out, etc. These days, if she is marginally attractive or even busted, maybe even obese in fact, they can set up an Instagram profile and get weak beta male losers dishing out validation and attention for free. Male attention is now like the US dollar. It's been so hopelessly inflated over the years that it now has little if any value. All you do by posting comments like, beautiful, perfect, flames, is hugely inflate her ego, whilst debasing your own, making life more difficult for yourself, and contributing to the global situation for men in general. Men are the gatekeepers of female attention, and at the minute, the gates are wide open and Rome is being sacked. Can you imagine being a successful guy out there forging a path and you're dating a woman with a popular Instagram profile? She might be a model, as is often the case. How would you feel looking over your shoulder all the time at people bombarding her with messages? Most were potential suitors. It would take a tremendous amount of self-confidence, self-esteem and security to deal with that garbage on a daily basis. Not only that, but I've lost track of the amount of people I've seen on dates, mainly guys, with women sat across from them in a coffee shop or a bar, glued to their phone for ages at a time. If you do that to me on a date, especially the first date, I'm getting up and leaving. My time's too expensive. Another thing I've noticed is the amount of young models, especially Russian ones, that go to Dubai and have pictures taken from the rooftop pool of a swanky hotel. First, who is taking these pictures? Now, I do have to admit, I tend to favour Russian and Slavic women, to be honest, as the most attractive anywhere in the world. How does a Russian woman in her late teens or early 20s manage to fly from Kaliningrad to Dubai on her own dime? Well, if she's a 9 or a 10, there's an oil magnate or a member of the royal family ready to pay all her expenses, fly her out there and get her on his yacht. He might not even engage her in bedroom antics, but they have so much money they can make these women's offers they simply can't refuse. How can the average dude compete with that? Instagram has globalized the dating marketplace and made life insanely difficult for the average bloke. It's like these attractive women that post that they've been to 50 countries by 25 or whatever other ridiculous feat that they've accomplished. They're in their early 20s. Who the hell is most likely to have paid for that? It took me until I was 28 until I could afford to really travel beyond the UK, and past my 30s until I'd been to 4 or more countries. I'm sorry, but flying to new countries just to take pictures of your ass is not travelling in my book. You don't tend to see pictures of these models exploring ancient monuments, historical sites, etc. in a general sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. Many models also promote their OnlyFans on there, a topic I addressed previously. The Instagram page is a gateway drug that gets men into paying monthly memberships for toilet tier content. If you have to use Instagram, you should follow content that adds value to your life, such as motivational messages, investing tips and advice, how to achieve financial abundance. You can also follow musicians to a degree, but what you must do is unfollow these vacuous and insipid profiles. They are only permitted to do this by the men that enable them and feed them the oxygen of attention, so it's largely men's fault. If I was in the shoes of the Instagram model, I'd be doing the exact same thing. It's lowest common denominator, low-hanging fruit. Until more men wake up and overcome their base-level lizard brain programming, this status quo will continue. The worst thing, a fact that chastens me to no end, is that men invented all this stuff. The internet, mobile phone, camera, Instagram, to basically be co-opted and psychologically enslave themselves. It's like something from a dystopian novel. For the rest of us rational men then, how can we turn this paradigm or this global situation to our advantage? What happens when you unplug from this garbage and detox? I think we all have to realise that most men will not change and cut this cancer out from their existence, and it's too difficult to convert the losers. We can only spread the message and hope they take it on board. But I also don't see why we can't use a messed up societal situation to our own advantage. I mentioned a few videos ago that what I like to do is invest in infrastructure assets. One of the most important of these assets is real estate investment trusts, or REITs, that some of you guys will no doubt be familiar with. A subgroup of REITs are called data center REITs. Now, these stocks basically represent a property trust that owns server centers. They collect rent from the companies that make use of these fixed assets. All of these Instagram models, their profiles, pictures, cringeworthy comments and likes and so on, all of that data has to be stored somewhere. And just to preempt, this is not investment advice. You should always consult a financial professional. But now that that disclaimer is out of the way, why don't you become an owner of this infrastructure? You may as well make yourself rich out of all these thirst profiteers and their legions of sycophantic losers. Build a portfolio of REITs with an allocation in data centers, given that they aren't going away anytime soon, and collect that quarterly dividend income straight into your brokerage account. What's more, if the property value of the data centers go up, as in the capital appreciation of the bricks and mortar, the value of the REIT will go up as well, so you can participate in the property market too. Should you want to sell out and pocket the cash, that's your choice. Let these idiots fund your retirement. You could also buy Facebook stock, the owners of Instagram, to invest in this situation directly, but you won't get the income as Facebook doesn't pay a dividend. Me, I prefer cash flow from my investments, passive income that can go towards funding my retirement. Other stock purchases, groceries, anything I need. A couple of examples, again, not investment advice, are Digital Realty Trust and Equinix. Both trade on the US market. You can look them up, browse their portfolios of assets, check out the yields, and teach yourself about their structure and how best to invest. Again, I'm probably going to do more videos on investing in the weeks and months to come. So that's the situation, guys. It's not going to change because too much has to be done from a male perspective. But you can use the situation to your advantage and just walk away from it. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.